Hello folks, Anita Rao, and I wanted to talk about a couple of things today. First, let me start off with the Jupiter transit, which we are undergoing at the moment. So Jupiter transits Capricorn from March the 29th till June the 29th, and it will re-enter Capricorn later this year on November 20th till April the 6th, 2021. So for 6-ish months. It's going to zip through this short transit for 3 months into the sign of its debilitation. So let's get into this, yeah? Okay, so now, why does it get debilitated in Capricorn? Capricorn's nature doesn't harmonize with Jupiter's nature of benevolence, philosophy, wisdom, and expansion. Rather, Capricorn is a place of contraction, calculation, strategy, control, and power. Jupiter will be transiting through Uttarashad Nakshatra for the entire 3-month period, which is controlled by the Sun. So if you are in the Sun Dasha or Antardasha, you will feel a relief with this transit. You'll also feel a relief if you're a Cancer or Capricorn. So now let's see, for the beginning of April, till Mars moves on, we will have all 4 planets in Uttarashad in Capricorn. Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn. Yeah? Now, because Jupiter will share the space with Capricorn with these other planets, we need to see how this energy will mix together. So we can't just look at Jupiter alone. We have to sort of examine who else is occupying that space, yeah? For example, Mars. Mars in Capricorn represents strategy, strength, willpower, resilience, and perseverance in the pursuit of goals. But Mars, of course, doesn't like to take orders from anyone. Some significations of Mars includes the police, the military, basically the fighters. So we may see more enforcement of rules happening for this about a month transit, and even more stringent rules for social isolation till Mars moves out of Capricorn, which is May the 4th. On April the 4th, Jupiter makes a conjunction with Pluto in beginning degrees of Uttarashad. Pluto represents death and endings and the breakdown of structures in our life in order to bring transformation and fresh beginnings. Pluto tends to bring us face to face with the ultimate reality of life. He ruthlessly exposes that darkness and destroys the old order. Pluto transits almost always include a breakdown phase where a structure that no longer serves us are dismantled to make room for new structures that are more in line with our spiritual evolution. Jupiter's nature, on the other hand, is to expand, to build, bestow luck and prosperity, and bring growth to that area of life which it impacts. But when it's debilitated, it may not be acting according to its true nature. As such, Jupiter here can manage Pluto's death and rebirth cycles, so instead we can expect to see an intense effort toward finding a vaccine at the moment. Although Jupiter's transit forms a Nijapang Yoga, being that it's there with Saturn, as well as Mars, it will of course cancel the Sash Yoga that Saturn would be otherwise giving with its presence alone in Capricorn. Saturn here of course is very much at home and represents karma, taking action toward building foundations, towards building new structures. Both Saturn and Capricorn rule authority, banks, the economy, the government. These are the areas that will come under scrutiny now as Saturn's magnifying glass looks for flaws in the foundation of leadership and large entities. Whereas, of course, Pluto ruthlessly destroys without any analysis at all. It can also give us unwarranted powers. It can also give unwarranted powers to the government as people become more and more afraid of the uncertainty ahead, especially in their daily lives, with their finances and with just general movement. So with Jupiter moving through this very busy space for the next 3 months, be watchful of making investments or spending frivolously. Jupiter is a significator of wealth, and being debilitated indicates that we will see adverse effects on the economy, so more loss of jobs. Do not count on luck to pull you through. Rather, perseverance and commitment will be more important, as Saturn's energy will dominate here rather than Jupiter's. This is when we will start to feel the economic and financial impact of all that's been going on in the world. Jupiter goes retrograde on May the 14th and then returns to Sagittarius. Once it goes retrograde on May the 14th, we should start to see a swift turnaround in the economy. Perhaps we will have a better grip on how to proceed, and it will be a time to start rebuilding. Less than a week later, on May 20th, Rahu leaves Ardra, which is also positive. From its transit in Capricorn, Jupiter will be aspecting Taurus and Virgo, along with Cancer. It will then, of course, augment everything that Taurus stands for in your chart, especially with Venus's presence there as well. It could mean that people become more conscious about their savings. Yeah, second house, natural second house, and they may not be spending or investing, which is good. With Jupiter's position, it's probably not a good idea to do that anyway. They could also be concentrating on making sure that they don't dip into those savings too much. And then you'll see others who need to dip into those savings to meet their basic needs. So you'll see sort of that focus on the second house there. Taurus, of course, is also a significator for food, so we can expect some hoarding and stockpiling to continue. We can also expect a vaccine that may work due to its aspect on Virgo, the natural 6th house, making us more conscious of health matters. With Jupiter's aspect on Cancer, this house will get the biggest boost. It's the natural 4th house, so many will be enjoying time at home with their family. Of course, Saturn is also looking at that 4th house, so it's not under the best of circumstances. But perhaps some people will be spending this time doing gardening, redoing their home, decorating, things like that. Overall, we can, of course, expect an enormous shift in the economy, rebuilding wealth, new ways of investing money, old structures crumbling. And at the best, we can hope for a smaller divide between the rich and poor. With Jupiter and Pluto meeting several times this year, we can confidently expect this. More people will understand how to take their futures into their own hands, especially with the social isolation going on. Some of us can learn how to work remotely now, work independently, and not rely on big corporations, outdated methods of working, for example, just to survive and to thrive. So that's my brief analysis of the Jupiter transit into Capricorn. I'll actually make a more detailed video later on in the year when it returns to Capricorn and speak about how it impacts your sign. Yeah. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and take good care. Thanks, folks.